Hey everyone, Alex Bogomil with Capital Fundings, and today you're in for a treat. We're here on location in Central Florida, and we're going to do a walkthrough through 3 totally renovated properties. In this video, we're going to be talking about renovation tips, staging strategies, and also the benefits of working with realtors that are experienced investors as well. And stick around to the end because we're going to give you a Central Florida market update that's going to be extremely important when you're going to buy or sell your next property.
Alex,
Jesse,
how you doing, man?
What's going
Good
on?
morning.
How are you? Hey, Abby. How are
Hey,
you?
good. Good to see you.
The place looks really nice. Let's walk around, check it out. You guys can fill us in on the renovation.
Yeah, let's talk about this fun one.
I'm being drawn to right over here. So tell me about this, because I haven't seen it before in any of the houses I've done.
A lot of investors immediately go to, let's blow out every wall. We have to open everything up. Open concepts, right? And in these houses, you just can't always do that, especially on budget. So this galley type of kitchen is something that we decided to keep, but in order to enhance it was this cafe wall.
Cafe wall.
And the only reason we came up with cafe wall is because it literally has a fake Keurig coffee machine on it and some coffee cups. But it does extend the kitchen. It's additional cabinetry, obviously plenty of storage and drawers.
And these houses are so small, there's no room for a pantry. So actually building in the feature wall brings the kitchen into the living space. So rather than just having a big wall of cabinets, it becomes multifunctional.
Yeah, that's good. This is important. Everyone should do this. Don't leave that refrigerator exposed.
No.
Sitting right here. I hate that.
Or just the open hole with nothing there, and they forget to measure, and it's hanging out 2 inches over the wall into the living space. So these little details really make a difference.
I mean, we have 200 loans outstanding right now, so I see every single house. I'm telling you, 80% of them are white cabinets, the gray floors, the white walls, the traditional baseboards. It's the same product.
You're right about constantly seeing the white on white on white. And the houses where we started to make the changes, like with wall color and trim color, they're all pending and sold.
So Abby, as the design goddess, according to Jesse, where are you learning about that stuff?
A lot of it is online, social. So if you go and you look at what other agents in other markets, especially that may be more advanced than we are right now, California or Texas or even Nashville, Utah.
Nashville. Oh,
Yeah.
that's a good one. So you're going on social like Instagram,
Even Pinterest.
like trending renovation.
As crazy as it is, go on Amazon and follow different influencers on Amazon that will link you to products that are trending right now that they're using and incorporating into their homes.
All right, so this is really great information, but tell us about some of the misses. Every time you do a renovation, there's always some stuff you're like, you know what, I would do that differently, or I wouldn't do that, or I would do that. Like, there's always misses. And the misses are really the valuable things for our borrowers because they don't have to feel your pain. So show us some of the misses.
Do you want us to be?
Tell us about everything. Honesty is the best.
Some of the misses are this outside. We added a new fence to 97% of the property, but just seemed to miss this beautiful view right outside of these
Oh, that's
sliders.
a nice fence.
So adding about 7 more panels would have completed the new fence for the entire property. And I think that
So
would have...
$500,
Whatever,
maybe a little bit more.
$1,000 would have
Okay.
just kind of finished off a wood.
And then when you're right here, this is like the first thing you see is that.
Is the chain link fence, yeah.
So that was a miss. We can still say it's a fully fenced in yard.
Another miss
But-
is, it's a calculated miss just because of budget, but windows.
Yeah.
You know, not everybody can do everything in this particular house. We have roof, AC, electrical, plumbing, the entire amazing renovation we did. Well, we left out windows because another $7,000 to $10,000 is damaging on an investor's budget. But at the end of the day, what we have done, because we're heavily involved in our renovations and the sale of them, is we have conversations with all of the agents. So if the buyer's feedback is, well, it doesn't have new windows or sliders, okay, well, let's talk about that. Because we can get that done fairly quickly, and we can, you know, depending on price. But that is a miss in most cases.
I'll show you another really big miss over here if you want to see it. So I don't know if we just didn't realize how large this closet was going to be, but it should have been bifolds. So when you see this and you come down this hallway, imagine if all these doors are shut and you're just like in this cold hallway of just like all of these doors.
And not only that, that's a custom door.
Yes.
So now it just costs you more rather than just doing bifolds.
It's funny, you get to the end and then you realize there's some things that were so simple and so in plain sight and you just didn't go that route. It just happens, you know? I know, Jesse, you pointed out the fans too. This is something that I do all the time. I buy something on Amazon. I just did it for the new office. We bought a coffee table from Amazon. It showed up and I'm like, is this a mini table for like elves or something? Because it's literally this tall and this wide for this monster couch. We had to return it yesterday.
I think investors are, without a doubt, taking a lot of risk with buying stuff on Amazon, which we all do, not only Amazon, but Temu. But regardless, I mean, you get it. And I mean, this is, I don't even know, a $39, $49 fan. But you know, when you buy them in bulk, you just say, hey, you got to put it up. But we know that on other ones, we've made the changes.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think that it would have been also an additional feature if in this bathroom we would have added 2 sinks, because there is only one in the primary bathroom, and in here there's so much room that it would have been a great addition to add another sink in here.
Well, everything looks great. Tell me, what was your budget initially on this property for the renovations?
Oh, 70.
70, wow. The days of $40,000 renovations are gone,
No,
right?
there's no more $40,000.
Okay, so did you go over budget
Yes.
by?
10 plus. Yeah, because you know, again, the AC was added, the fence was added. Those were things that weren't.
Yeah, big tickets. Well, I know you guys have 2 other houses. Let's go check those out and see what other, you know, features and tips and advice you guys can give us on those 2 houses. So let's go take a look at those. All right, we're at the second house. I like the blue entryway.
Abby, tell us about the blue, because it's such an awesome story. Why we decided to do that light blue.
Because when we were down in Key West, all of the patio ceilings in Key West are painted blue, and we asked a homeowner, hey, why are they like that? And in the historic district, it's required to keep the spiders away. They think it's the sky, and so it helps keep the patio ceilings clean.
There's nothing worse than like when you renovate a house and then it's finished and you come back like, hey, it hasn't sold. 3 weeks later, you're in the house and you see all these bugs in the corners, the spider webs. You see as soon as you walk in, you're like, oh my gosh, I got to get this house cleaned again. So I like that idea. We paint the whole house blue.
Yeah, we thought we would try, and so far there's been no spiders. So a lot of the design elements are similar in here. This one's uniquely different just because it's a split plan. And in this neighborhood, 90+% of the homes do not have indoor laundry. So we were able to incorporate an indoor laundry in here, which, as you know, has a return on investment. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we added a mini split to the patio, so it's really now a Florida room. I guess we're just continuing the Key West vibe.
So that's probably an extra like 400 square feet then.
It is.
Very nice.
Yes.
So here's your cafe wall again.
Yeah, we decided to go with the concrete tile look, where it's kind of like a trend. This is something you'd probably see on a laundry room floor or a bathroom floor, but we went ahead and added it in here because it just has the blue elements of the backsplash.
It ties into the front porch or front patio too. So I noticed driving over here, it literally took about 30 seconds. And I know that the third property is right down the street as well. So you've got 3 properties right in the half-a-mile radius of each other. Is that part of your investment strategy?
Yeah, I mean, we throughout the process of renovating quite a few homes, you realize that you want to stay close because you start getting 30, 40, 60 minutes away. And it's just, not only is it your contractors, but it's you trying to go check up on the jobs. And it's ultra time consuming. So trying to be hyper focused in just Seminole County, we know that we're only 20 minutes basically away from every one of our renovations.
That's great. The one thing I do notice, like walking through the last house and this house, is the staging. It's amazing. Every single room has been decorated. It's done with taste. It's done with thought in mind. It's really, really nice. Tell me a little bit about the staging.
So we do the staging ourselves.
Oh, wow.
Yes, we decided to incorporate this into our timeline when renovating houses, and also to be able to offer this to our sellers. You know, when you go into an investor house and you see that they put so much time, effort, and money into a renovation project, why would you not want to show it in its best light?
Yeah.
When you walk in, you really want whoever's coming in, the agents, the buyers, you want them to kind of look around and be like, does someone live here? And then
Yeah, they don't know.
Yeah, they don't know.
an investment house or someone's actually living at. Well, the house looks amazing, the staging looks amazing. I know you've got that third house that you just listed, so let's go take a look at that one as well, all right?
Sounds great.
Yeah,
Let's go. All right, so we're at 610 Parkwood, the third house in this neighborhood.
Oh, I like your coach lights on this one.
So a lot of these old houses here in this neighborhood, some of them don't have electrical. So when we realized that there was no lighting on the exterior of the house, we found some solar lights and they work amazing. We didn't have to drill any holes into the exterior structure of the house and they're just as efficient.
All right, again, you guys knocked it out of the park on this one. I love all the finishes, all the features. It's just really calm. The staging really adds a lot and it just makes you feel like it's at home. But let's talk about the market for 1 second, because at Capital Fundings, we have to know the market and you guys as realtors have to know the market. And the Central Florida market has shifted a little in the past 6 months especially, right? And it's not that it's a slow or completely soft market, but it's gotten more towards the mean of historical, where it's not this super great market for sellers where they can list a house and expect it to be gone in a weekend. The days on market has gone up from probably in the 20s to maybe on average, I think in the 50s somewhere. The median price is year over year is about the same as it was a year ago, around $380,000. The average price actually dropped a little bit. Inventory has gone up 40%. Days on market has gone up over 40%. So the numbers are more back towards historical numbers for Central Florida. So a lot of questions our investors having is, how am I going to make money in this market? And then one thing that they look at is, oh, do I want to pay a realtor full price when I'm already in a challenging market and I want to really concentrate on my profitability? What is it that you guys add value to the people that you're working with?
The most important thing is the consultant, right? The team, the agents. And that would be, especially for investors, from the absolute beginning. If they're really good real estate agents, right? They work with buyers. So they have a buyer log. So we actually have, I don't even know, no less than 25 buyers that we're working with right now.
Active, not
Active
like,
buyers. So being able to talk about product that's not available on the market, that's not a Zillow listing that everyone else is looking at, is like a needle in a haystack. Because now we know about 25 available properties that we can actually show people before they're even available or get them excited about it.
Yeah, I've had you call me and say, hey, Alex, do you have any borrowers that are finishing a house in so-and-so neighborhood in the next 2-3 months? Because I've got somebody that's from out of state that Compass has generated a lead for me and they're going to be looking here soon. So
And you're never going to get that from your brother, your uncle, or whoever.
Yeah, a lot of everyone's like, no, my cousin's gonna list it. You know, like he's a car salesman, but he also has his realtor license, and he's gonna give me a 1.5 or 2% deal.
and that's the service that you're going to get is a 1.5 or a 2%
It's no
deal.
zero service. It's just a lot of people are short-sighted and they say, oh, 300,000, I could save $3,000 if I go with my cousin who sells cars versus actually add some value to the real estate. And I always tell my borrowers too, like, hey, from day one, consider me part of your team. You know, now you've got a second set of eyes that's gonna evaluate a property, because I don't want to do any loans on a deal that's going to lose them money. Even if my loan is safe and you're going to lose money, it's not a deal that I want you to enter into. So I'm part of your team. So you guys are now part of a team as well. So if they're getting a loan and they've got expert realtors, now they've got 3 sets of eyes on it, plus whatever else they're bringing to it that can say, hey, this is a deal. I know it's a deal because I do these types of deals, or I've renovated houses in these neighborhoods. So that's, some value that you guys are adding.
I mean, if they were at the home improvement store and they're really trying to decide on finishes or something, and they had a consultant that they could just send a quick photo to or a quick video and say, hey, which one should I use, or which one is going to look the best in this house, and to know that they're making the right decision, I think that it's really hard to put a price on that.
What are you guys doing as a team, videography or marketing, that makes you guys stand out and you think helps sell the house faster?
We will always do a full photo with a professional photographer.
Professional photographer,
yeah,
that's
as well
huge.
as the virtual walkthrough, the videos, horizontal video.
In video is where it's at now, right?
Yeah.
Not every house has all the elements, but all those elements are something that we would add in most cases.
So videography, staging, expertise, a lot of premiums for just the regular price.
Yeah, at the end of the day, for us, it's got to make sense, right? So if they're just asking for a discount, we might not be a good fit, right? But if I can explain the benefits that we were just sitting here talking about, and we can explain that and quantify it, then most sellers are always like, I love it, I'm on board, let's go.
One thing that a lot of people always overlook, you can make up the cost of the listing and more is negotiations. You know, and I know you, Jesse, are really good at negotiating when it comes to getting a contract sent over about negotiating with that buyer's agent on a price that's going to be most beneficial for your client. So you get an offer over, and whatever the story may be, and you can get them up $5,000 or get them to hold steady at their list price instead of having to drop it to get that offer accepted. People overlook the value of that. You can make up 10 grand right there just by a strong negotiator that holds firm and knows how to negotiate. And that can pay for the price of the listing, 2, 3, whatever percentage it is right there.
Yeah.
So now we're in 2025. We got through an election. We got through Christmas. We got through New Year's. So people are ready to buy. Tell us about what you're seeing in the market for 2025. What do you guys think?
I mean, I think that it's going to be extremely busy, and that there's going to be a lot of people that have been sitting on the sidelines kind of waiting for all of those things, and they're going to realize that there's a reason they thought that they wanted to move to begin with, and they're going to remember that reason, and they're just going to kind of all start coming out again all at once in spring. So right now, if buyers are sitting on the sidelines, it's probably the best time if you want to get a deal in the next 6 months. Now's the time to get the deal. But if you wait even another month, it's going to be a lot more difficult.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple economics, right? The supply and demand. So right now, buyers have the opportunity to go in and find premium homes and negotiate them because we have supply. The flip side of that is a lot of our supply is they're not good. I mean, they're pieces of shit.
They're not insurable.
Yeah, they're not insurable. They're not upgraded. So you have that sort of juggling in our market as well. So they're aspirationally priced. So we have still a lot of that. The premium stuff is the portion of that influx of properties or that supply that is moving quicker. So you still, and going back to your investors, like you still want to make sure if you're providing a premium product, these buyers are paying in their minds a premium amount for the money.
They're getting what they're paying for.
Yeah, and then I get back to Abby's point as well. Like the buyers right now are realizing, hey, the rates are gonna stay right around 6 to 7.
We're at 6.93
right now.
A month ago, 6.3, and everyone's like, oh, we're gonna get in the 5s, and there was one good report, jobs report, and now we're at 7. So
well, if they want to
that
be
could
able
be the
to,
new norm. You
yeah,
know?
if they want to be able to buy down the rate or have the seller buy down their rate, they should look now.
Yeah.
Because if they wait any longer, they're going to be competing and paying those spring market prices.
I always tell all my borrowers, like, hey, we're experts at what we do, but not at everything. So like, if you want to build a strong team, have an expert at the things you're not an expert at. So if listing a property is not your forte, you're not licensed, bring in an expert that can add value to your team, and that's how you're going to make a really strong team and very profitable. And it's not always about making the most on every single property, but it's also about limiting your downside too. So you want to have good people on your team that can really look out for you and say, hey, the downside is this, and instead of losing money, which some people are losing money on flips right now, that you're protected. So it's important to have strong players on your team at every position. And I always say, get the realtor, get the good realtor. Don't get the relative or the soccer mom that thinks she's a realtor as well. Pay for what you're gonna pay for. The difference is so minimal, and you'll actually come out ahead if you do it right. So, all right, guys, well, thanks for taking your day to show us these houses. We appreciate it.
Yeah,
Thank you.
absolutely. Thank you.